Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are bringing you Game 7 between the Orix Buffaloes and the Tokyo Yakult Swallows. It is a 3-2-1 series lead for the Buffaloes over the Swallows as they're entering Game 7 here tonight with everything on the line. It is win or go home for the Swallows tonight. If they can win, they'll force a Game 8 tomorrow night, same time, same place at the Jinju Stadium. But for the Buffaloes, if they can turn the trick tonight, they will be able to knock off the Swallows and win the NPB title for this year. So first of all, we're going to give you the starting lineups for the visitors from Osaka. Leading off and playing first base is number 31, Ryo Oda. Batting second at third base is number 6, Yuma Mune. Batting third in center field is number 67, Kai Nakagawa. In the cleanup spot and playing in left field is number 7, Masataka Yoshida. Batting fifth and in right field is number 99, Yotaro Sugimoto. Batting sixth and playing second base is number 3, Ryo Adachi. Hitting seventh and playing shortstop is number 24, Kotaro Kobayashi. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 23, Tori Fushimi. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 13, Hiroya Miyagi. And they are going to be facing the right-hander and former Houston Astro farmhand, Cy Sneed. And Sneed had a 9-6 record on the year. He had 132 and a third innings pitched. He allowed 140 hits. He had given up 66 runs, 52 earned. He had walked 26 and struck out 96. He had an ERA of 3.54. Well, that is the starting lineup for the visitors from Osaka. And now the starting lineup for the home team tonight, and that is going to be the Tokyo Yakult Swallows. And leading off and in center field is number 9, Yasutaka Shiomi. Hitting second in the left field is number 2, Patrick Kivlahan, getting the nod tonight. Batting third at second base is number 1, Tetsudo Yamada. And the cleanup spot playing third base is number 55, Munetaka Murakami. Batting fifth at first base is number 13, Jose Osuna. Batting sixth then, doing the catching is number 27, Yuhei Nakamura. Batting seventh in the right field is number 25, Domingo Santana. Hitting eighth and playing shortstop is number 58, Hideki Nagaoka. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is Cy Sneed. And he will get the ball today. And so who are they going to face? Well, it is going to be a lefty. We thought last night it would be the ace of the staff, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, but a couple of our folks have said that he's got a problem with his lat muscle in his side. Anyways, Miyagi goes tonight. He's 11-8. He's got 148 and a third innings pitched. He's given up 137 hits, 57 runs, 52 earned. He has walked 30 and struck out 127, and he's got an ERA of 3.16. Well, that is your starting lineup for tonight's ball game. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody. We hope you guys can join us tonight, and we'll let you know how this one is going to go. Our friend Tin is in here, and he says Orix is going to be crowned the champions tonight. I guess we're going to find out about that. John Cardona says he's in the house here, and he says, I hear you said bet Swallows. Trevor Parker says under 6.5. Trevor, the way I've been hitting my over-unders, I wouldn't say anything on that one here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We appreciate you for being here. Welcome back, everybody. It is excitement in the air as this one is just about ready to get underway as Cy Sneed has completed his warm-up tosses. We're ready to bring you all the action. Leading off, it's going to be Ryo Oda. And Sneed rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers a first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field, racing back on the warning track and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run to start the ball game on the first pitch by Ryo Oda. And 1-0, the Buffaloes have the lead right off the bat. An unbelievable start to the ball game as Oda has taken Snead the distance, and it is already 1-0. So the first pitch of the ball game, and the Buffaloes are on the board as Oda has taken the starter for the Swallows. Oh my goodness, the fans at the Jinju must be shell-shocked on that one. The first pitch of the night, it was a fastball that was just looked like below the knees, and he golfed it into the stands for the 1-0 lead. And that is how this one begins, everybody. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yumamune. Could hardly believe it, as that first pitch was absolutely smoked. And the first pitch delivered to Mune is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Mune on the series is 5 for 25. He's got no homers and no RBIs. And here's the 0-1 offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 2 strikes. What a way to begin the ball game. If you were a late comer to get to your seats in Tokyo, you're not going to be happy for 2 reasons. 1, your home team just got scored on, and 2, you missed a run in the ball game that who knows how many more will follow. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it is Kivlahan, and he's going to make the grab, and Boone is gone for the first out of the inning. So what a way, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Kai Nakagawa. What a way to start the ball game, a solo shot. You think about it last night, for the Swallows, their leadoff hitter last night, Yasutaka Shiomi, had a base hit to begin the ball game, and they were held hitless the rest of the way. So a pretty crazy start to this one here. And here comes Snead back into the windup. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Nakagawa. Nakagawa on the series, 6 for 28. He's got no homers and no RBIs. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is golfed, and it's up the middle for a base hit. Nakagawa aboard with a 1-out single, and that is going to bring up Masataka Yoshida. So the fireworks are beginning early here. Really have to wonder exactly how long that this will be Cy Snead's night if he's giving up hits like this. So Yoshida stepping to the plate. He is 4 for 20 on the series. He's got a couple of homers and 3 RBIs. All the big home runs that he hit were 2 in one game, and it was the walk-off sayonara home run in Game 5 of the series that had jump-started the Buffaloes back into life. The Buffaloes have won 3 straight now in this series, and here's the pitch from Snead. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Masataka Yoshida. Yoshida getting the start in left field tonight, as he is not the designated hitter. Our friend Tin says that he is staying with the Buffaloes tonight. I would have went with the Buffaloes tonight. As I said last night, had the starter Yamamoto been on the mound, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2. But apparently Miyagi is on the hill, and the reason for that is that there's an issue with the side of Yamamoto, so I don't know if we're going to see Yamamoto at all the rest of the way. So no balls and 2 strikes here to Yoshida. We'll have to wait and see how this is going to shape up and how it's going to look. So here comes the 2-strike pitch with the runner at first, and Snead delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly over to second. Yamada fields it. His only play is to first, and he is going to retire Yoshida on a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. It advances Nakagawa over to second base. And Nakagawa is at second with Yatara Sugimoto now coming to the plate. One of the things that I would have to say is that the insertion of Oda into the series has been a brilliant move. When you think about it, it was Yumatangu holding down the one bag, and Oda has been inserted, and now he's 5 for 11 on the series. Absolutely unbelievable. And you got to feel pretty good if you're Miyagi getting a 1-0 head start walking to the mound. There's a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs to Sugimoto, and the count is 1-0. Defensive alignment tonight for the Swallows from left to right in the outfield. It's Patrick Kivlahan in left. The center fielder is Yasutaka Shiomi. The right fielder is Domingo Santana. Around the horn, it is Jose Osuna at first, Tatsuda Yamada at second, Hideki Nagioka at short, and the third baseman is Minataka Murakami. As the fastball misses upstairs to Sugimoto for a ball, and the count is 2-0. And the battery is that of Sai Sneed and Yuhei Nakamura. So 2 balls and no strikes to Sugimoto. So here comes the 2-0 offering as he checks the runner at second, does Sneed. Now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 3-0. They do have the open base. It is Ryo Adachi who waits his turn on deck, but Adachi had himself a clutch hit and an RBI yesterday in the ball game. And he is the veteran that gets the nod tonight to play second base in that ever-revolving door that the Orix Buffaloes have. So here comes the 3-0 pitch as the right-hander delivers. It's a fastball that comes inside and hits Sugimoto. And he is going to get the base. Sugimoto looks highly unimpressed on the 3-0 pitch. I think if you're going to get hit, I don't think he's going to drill you on a 3-0 pitch. He's probably going to drill you on the first pitch to put you on to save a few bullets. That four-seam fastball came right in and hit the tricep of Sugimoto as he does a 180 in the box, not happy as he looks out towards the pitcher Sneed. So hit by pitch has put Sugimoto aboard, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Ryo Adachi. Well, for Adachi on the series, he is 3 for 9. As we said, he gets the start tonight at second base. Back-to-back nights he's been in the ball game. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Sneed, who kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Sneed is a big, hard-throwing right-hander, very much over the top. He has a lot of downward taper on his pitch. I say that because he doesn't have what I would consider a lot of arm side run or a bit of cut to the ball. It's more of a downward type plane, a little more over the top than most. And here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball swung on it as pop foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate, and that's going to run the count even to 1-1 on Adachi. Adachi to be followed by Kentaro Kobayashi here in the first inning. Lots of fireworks all over the place here. The big one is the blast to start the ball game as Ryo Oda has put the Buffaloes ahead 1-0 here in the top of the first. Our friend Trevor Parker was wondering, should we go with the over or the under? There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2, says the home plate umpire. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Adachi digs himself in on that right side, ready to go here against the right-handed throwing Sneed. Sneed works to the set position. He checks the runner at second. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. It's chopped over the head of the pitcher, Sneed. They're going to have to hurry. The throw is to first base from Yamada, and he's not going to get it. It's going to be an infield single for Adachi. That's going to load the bases here in the first inning. It was a tough play. The ball was chopped right over the head of the pitcher. It was a split-finger fastball. Sneed couldn't get it. Yamada had to charge it. Not only did he charge it, he had to throw on the run. They say he was safe at first base. We're getting a look at the replay right now. And I have to agree with the call. I think he is safe. I don't know if they're going to review this or not. But as far as I'm concerned, that one is going to be a safe call, and that looks like how it's going to stand right now. That's where we have it, although we may have the VAR. They do have a conference on the mound. That might give them a little bit of time to be able to allow them to look at it, but that conference is over as Sneed has had his discussion with the pitching coach ended by the umpires here, and that's going to bring up Kentaro Kobayashi to the plate. Well, for Kobayashi, on the series, he is 8 for 24. He has been very, very productive. as he was during the regular season only a .224 hitter. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. So the Buffaloes have a chance here to do some major damage. Bases are loaded, 2 gone, 1 run is already in. Right-hander Sneed gets his sign from his catcher Nakamura, and he works up to the belt. And now he's ready to deliver here to Kobayashi. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that Kobayashi waves at, and that's going to be a strike, and that's going to run the count to 0-2. He was unable to hold up his swing. He took a check swing and just couldn't quite do it. So bases are full. And here comes the offering from the right-hander Sneed, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2 to Kobayashi. That ball reached the seats down the right field line. It's another cool evening by Tokyo standards. Last night, the temperature was a little bit there. It was started about 63 degrees and then dropped into the upper to mid 50s by the end of the ball game. And it's a similar type of temperature here tonight. The plate umpire has his plate jacket on. The base umpires are in their jackets. Those in attendance are bundled up. So here comes the 0-2 pitch from Sneed. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Kobayashi has gone down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 1st. But damage has been done on the leadoff homer by Ryo Oda. They got 1 run in the inning, and there was 3 hits. There was no errors and 3 runners left aboard. We're through a half inning. It is the Buffaloes 1 and the Swallows no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call the bottom of the 1st inning when we return. We're glad you guys can make it in here with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 1st inning. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Swallows as they are down 1-0 early here to the Buffaloes. It is going to be Yasutaka Shiomi, Patrick Kivlahan, and Tetsudo Yamada to get things going here in the bottom half of the 1st inning. Fireworks to begin the ball game. The first pitch of the ball game, delivered by Cy Sneed, was golfed into the center field seats by Ryo Oda, and that is where we stand with a 1-0 lead here. So that is where we are at. Pretty cool stuff right out of the gate. We are waiting here on the return of our feed. It is Game 7 tonight, as we are experiencing this one here with the Swallows and the Buffaloes. And here comes the first pitch from Miyagi. It's a fastball that is taken outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Shiomi. Shiomi, who is batting from the right side, swings at a breaking ball. It's chopped over to third. It is fielded on the run by Mune. He throws off a 1 foot, and that's going to retire Shiomi on a ground out 5-3 for the 1st out of the innings. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up Patrick Kivlahan. Well, for Kivlahan on the series, he is 2 for 7. He is getting the start tonight over Nori Aoki, who was in the ball game last night. Kivlahan getting the start in left field. We've seen him earlier in the series. He's been playing sparingly. He'll get that opportunity here tonight. And the first pitch is a fastball that just misses a little low for ball one, and the count is 1-0. As I mentioned earlier, much to my chagrin and surprise, that Hiroya Miyagi was going to be taking to the hill tonight. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Miyagi has that double pump similar to Ogawa, who was starting for the Swallows last night. Of course, Miyagi's a lefty. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So we've got Raphael, who is giving some of the stuff. There's a fastball swung on it, has popped up over on the right side, and camping out underneath it is the first baseman, Osuna, who makes the grab, and that's going to retire Kivlahan for the second out. So 2 up and 2 away. So just some of the folks that know in here, obviously, sometimes the feed for us is a little behind. The feed for the game is a little bit behind. So a lot of folks, what they do is they sync the stream to what we're doing here so they can listen and watch. And hence want to avoid the spoiler alerts. Here comes the first pitch to Tetsudo Yamada. It's a fastball that misses down for ball one. And the count is 1-0. Defensively tonight for the Buffaloes, from left to right in the outfield, it's Masataki Yoshida in left. Kai Nakagawa is in center, and the right fielder is Yataro Sugimoto. As there's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 2-0 to Yamada. Around the horn from first to third, it's Ryo Oda at first. The second baseman is Ryo Adachi. The shortstop is Kataro Kobayashi, and at third, it's Yuma Mune, with the battery of Miyagi and Fushimi. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count's now 2-1 to Yamada. Our friend BMW in the house here, and he says, anyone have a link for a stream? Sorry, we can't give you the links through the feed here. That'll get us into some trouble, so you're going to have to go and take a look online. We can help you out, maybe. As there's a ground ball to short, Kobayashi fields it. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Yamada on a ground out, 6-3 for the third out of the inning. And at the end of a full inning, it is 1-0 for the Buffaloes. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board for the Swallows. We're now through 1 complete. We'll be back here in just a couple moments with all the action as the Buffaloes will come to bat in the top of the second. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising to the top half of the second inning. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Buffaloes. That means Tori Fushimi, Hiroya Miyagi, and Ryo Oda to come to bat to face Cy Sneed here in the second inning. The first batter of the ball game, Ryo Oda, opened the scoring with a solo shot on the first pitch he saw to center field. And that is where we stand here in the ball game, 1-0 as we cruise to the second. This game here is probably we're noticing the tempo and the pace is just a little bit slower. as it is going to be an important ball game here, and the changes in between innings is some of that stuff. So here comes the first offering here from Cy Sneed. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. John Cardona says 4 hits in the first inning versus the Swallow starter concerns me as the type of pitcher who can settle down. Sneed was a former Houston Astro farmhand. I want to say he was 2019 or 2017 as the breaking ball misses and the count is 1-1. Obviously, he wasn't going to get an opportunity with that ball club to pitch at the big league level, and he took his act over to Japan as that fastball is swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. And it's usually, a lot of the things is that starting pitchers, even though they go into the bullpen pregame to warm up, until they get onto the mound, it's not quite the same. And there's a fastball that's swung on, and it's lifted into the seats down the right field line. It's going to drift foul, and the count is 1-2 still to Fushimi. Sometimes it takes an inning or so for the starters to be able to get themselves into a groove, to get their release point off of the mound. And sometimes also they could be a little bit jittery. They get into the game and they're a little bit excited, or maybe they got a lot of adrenaline flowing, a little pumped up. As there is a fastball that misses down, and the count's now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fushimi. It'll be the pitcher, Miyagi, who is waiting his turn on deck. And here comes the offering now from Sneed. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to short, fielded by Nagioka, who throws to first. It's going to retire Fushimi on a ground out 6-3 for out number 1. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Hiroya Miyagi. Well, Miyagi stepping to the plate. And one of the things certainly here in this series is that I have to say that the home team, probably the Swallows, has the advantage with the pitchers batting here. I say that because the pitchers have been batting through the season. As Sneed rocks into the motion and he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. When the pitchers have had the opportunity to swing the bat, where the Buffaloes basically have only done it in interleague play, that advantage has to go to the Swallows hitting pitchers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count's now 0-2. As the right-hander rocks again into the motion and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and missed. And Miyagi is down on strikes for out number 2, and that is going to bring up the top of the order in Rio Oda. Our friend Aquila Gabriel says, I feel like I'm going to get burnt 2 nights in a row. Last night, in my opinion, I thought that we were going to see a Swallow victory and then the Buffaloes would win tonight, because I was anticipating that we would see Yamamoto tonight. But then the Buffaloes got that win yesterday, of course, one hitting the Swallows. So in my mind here, I think the Swallows, the needle points to them. So here's the first pitch from the right-hander Sneed, and it's a fastball taken to a called strike. The count is 0-1. Oda on the series, 5 for 11 with the homer and an RBI. Of course, that came in his first at bat as he takes a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count's now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Sneed rocking into the delivery. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is 1-2. Tin is making his prediction that Orix will be the champion today. Of course, in the rematch of last year's Japan series. And here's the 1-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Oda is down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it. And the Buffaloes go quietly in their half of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 1.5. It's the Buffaloes 1, the Swallows no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here, and we will be back to give you more of the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be cruising to the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be the heart of the Swallows batting order coming to bat. Munetaka Murakami, Jose Osuna, and Yuhei Nakamura to face the lefty Hiroya Miyagi. One thing I will say with regards to this is that the lefty Miyagi, as our friend John is in the stream tonight, he's kind of alluding to what we might possibly have or what we might possibly get. I personally think that Miyagi's got to get at least 5 solid innings. And I have seen him pitch this year for the Buffaloes. And it's always like he can get you 4, and then when it gets to the 5th or 6th, it's a roll of the dice. If you can give them 5 strong, and then they can get to the bullpen, and the bullpen can bring them home, that's their opportunity and their chance. Well, here comes Munetaka Murakami to the plate. And for Murakami in the series, he's 4 for 22. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. That homer came in the opening game of the series. It seems like a distant memory now. And the first pitch from Miyagi is a fastball at the knees taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Miyagi does like to work quickly. He wastes very little time. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. As we mentioned with Miyagi, very similar to that of the pitcher Ogawa last night. He has a double clutch when he pitches. He has a double pump with nobody on. So here comes the 1-1 offering as he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that just misses low. The count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Our friend John asked the question about how much did Orix plus 1.5 cost. Interesting there on that. I don't know if they'll be able to do that. There's a breaking ball that's dropping in for a called strike. The count's now 2-2 to Murakami. When you think about it now, you put it in this perspective, the Swallows have not had a hit now in 9 2/3 innings, as they have had their guys erased ever since the leadoff hit by Shiomi in the first inning yesterday. They have yet to get themselves a base hit. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 3-2. So some outstanding pitching by the Buffaloes. So the left-hander gets his side from Fushimi as he works to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Murakami stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Jose Osuna. Not sure what Murakami was looking for. That pitch was a fastball that was maybe too good at 3-2. It sawed the plate in half. But Miyagi was able to retire the slugging third baseman for the Swallows for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Osuna. Well, Osuna got off to a hot start in the series. He's now 10 for 26. And the first pitch from Miyagi is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Miyagi working quickly to the right-handed hitting Osuna as he kicks, and he does that double kick again, and there's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded to third. A great backhand play by Ryumamune. He throws to first on a couple of bounces, and a wonderful pick by the first baseman, Oda. So Oda doing it with the glove and with the bat, and that's going to retire Osuna on a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Yuhei Nakamura. Well, for Nakamura on the series, he is 5 for 25. He's got no homers and an RBI. He was the MVP of the 2021 Japan series, and he swings at the first pitch. It's a fastball. It's hit over to Mune. Mune gets his body in front of it, knocks it down, but it trickles away from him into the 6th hole. And that is going to be ruled a base hit for Nakamura. And that is the first hit since the first inning of yesterday's ball game that the Swallows have recorded. So they've got themselves a runner at first. That is going to bring up the right fielder, Domingo Santana. While for Santana, he's 4 for 21 in the series, and half of his hits have been courtesy of the long ball. He has 2 homers and 2 RBIs. He's knocked himself in twice. So he has the ability to turn pitches around. The former Milwaukee Brewer waiting here on the offering from the lefty Miyagi. And there's the first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is lined into center field for a base hit. Stopping at second is going to be Nakamura, and Santana's got himself a single. And the Swallows have got something going here with 2 out, as they've got 2 aboard now here, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Hideki Nagioka. Our friend John Cardona says the Swallows are going to have to play like the Phillies for most of the playoffs, just not including tonight. Now they're sounding like the Phillies now. Yep, they're nickel and diming it right now. That is for sure. Back-to-back singles, station-to-station baseball against the lefty Miyagi. Not an empty seat in the house tonight at the Jinju Stadium, as the Swallow fans are excited for this one here. I took a look at the forecast yesterday. I don't see any rain in the forecast for tonight's ball game. So here comes the first offering to Nagioka. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Nagioka on the series is 3 for 22. 2 of his 3 hits came in the 5th game of the series. Outside of that, he has been very, very quiet. The left-handed hitting shortstop ready to face the offering from the lefty Miyagi. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Nagioka. It's a nice fall night for baseball in the nation's capital, as Tokyo is playing suit to this. Here comes the 0-2 pitch as the lefty holds set at the belt. The runner at second is jockeying with the lefty, and there's a breaking ball that misses way outside. The count is 1-2 to Nagioka. When you look at the stadium, there is no upper deck here. When you look at some of the stuff, it is just the way that the place is built. I walked around the stadium in 2020 on a beautiful sunny day, and as I say, it's very, very quiet. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to short. It is fielded by Kirby. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Nagioka on a ground out. 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. The Swallows strand a pair. There were no runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 2 complete. It is the Buffaloes 1 and the Swallows no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action after this. Appreciate you guys for checking in here with us tonight. Well, everybody, we are going to be going to the top of the 3rd inning, and it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Buffaloes. That means Yuma Mune, Kai Nakagawa and Masataki Yoshida. You face the right-hander Sai Sneed. We have that 1-0 game as Oda was the one who got it going with the leadoff home run to begin the ball game. And when you think about it, the Buffaloes, as a whole in this series, they really haven't hit a lot of home runs. Oda has his first, and then, of course, Yoshida has a pair, but it's been the power of the Swallows. But it has been powerless in the last game plus, as they haven't been able to deliver with their long balls. The pitching of the Buffaloes has done the job against the home team here tonight, the Swallows. The Swallows finally had a couple of hits in the last inning. 3 hits so far for the Buffaloes, 2 for the Swallows. But the important statistic that counts, it is a 1-0 lead, and there's a first pitch fastball delivered to Mune. It is hit on one hop over by the second baseman, Yamato, who fields it. He throws to first, and with one pitch, Mune is gone on a ground out, 4-3, as he is out number 1 here in the third, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Kai Nakagawa. Well, for Nakagawa tonight, he singled his first trip up. He's 7 for 29 now in the series. He was hitless in last night's ball game. They had moved Nakagawa around a little bit in the batting order, but he's nestled himself back in here in the 3 spot. So here's the first offering from Sneed. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Nakagawa waiting on the offering from Sneed. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Sneed working quickly, rocks into the windup. There's a split finger pitch that has bounced up to the plate, and the count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 to Nakagawa. Masataki Yoshida waits his turn on deck. As the right-hander delivers, there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Nakagawa goes into the books for the second out of the inning. How does the 4th strikeout now for Sneed? So by the looks of it, he is settling in a bit. That is the 6th Buffaloes player retired in a row. And that brings up Masataki Yoshida. Well, for Yoshida tonight, he is 0 for 1. He grounded to the second baseman his first time up. He is 4 for 21 on the series. Sneed rocks into the motion. He delivers a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Our friend Troy is in the house. He says, is this the end of the season? It could very well be tonight, as that fastball misses up and away, and the count is 1-1. This is the 7th game of the series. If the Buffaloes win, it is all over. If the Swallows win, we'll play one more game tomorrow night, because game 2 ended in a tie. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Great to have you in, Troy. Haven't seen you in a bit, and I hope you're doing well. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Yoshida, as here comes the offering from Sneed. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short, fielded by Nagioka. He throws to first, and Yoshida is retired on a ground out, 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 3rd. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2.5. It is the Buffaloes 1, the Swallows no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Right after this, we appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom half of the third inning. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order to come up for the Buffaloes. That means Cy Sneed, Yasutaka Shiomi, and Patrick Kivlahan, the 9, 1, 2 hitters in the batting order. The Buffaloes, as we said, jumped out to that 1-0 lead, and then the first 2 hits in over 9 innings were happened in the last half by the Swallows as Nakamura and Santana went back-to-back with their singles with 2 out. They're going to need to be able to string some stuff together here, but right now the difference in this game is the 1-0 lead here by the Buffaloes. So Oda is the man responsible for it, who is getting that start at first base tonight. It has been his job pretty much to lose now because, as we said, Yumatongu just couldn't keep his place, wasn't hitting the ball well enough. So Sneed steps to the plate here, waiting on the first offering. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. I don't know how well Sneed can hit. He only hit 103 on the season, but he looks like he can do some damage. Here's the pitch, and there's a fastball swung on it, is grounded foul just past the bag at first base, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. Kivlahan is in the hole. As we said, he got the nod tonight over Noriaoki. There's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. And Sneed goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. That's the second strikeout tonight for Miyagi, as he retires Sneed for the first out. And that will bring the top of the order, Yasutaka Shiomi, to the plate. Well, Shiomi on the series is 9 for 25. He grounded out his first time up. He had a ground ball to Yumamune over at third. So Shiomi steps to the plate, the speedy center fielder, waiting here on the first offering from Miyagi, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Shiomi. The lefty Miyagi wastes very little time. He kicks and delivers again. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away just off the glove of the catcher, Fushimi, and the count now is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. The lefty again rocks into delivery, and Miyagi kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. A little bit of a tough time to be able to pick up this game. It's 2:30 on the West Coast in North America, and it's 5:30 the first pitch for the East Coast. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 1-2. So for those of you who are making it in here in North America and are up with us either late night on the coast of the West Coast or getting up early on the East Coast, we're glad you guys could make it in. This is potentially the last game of the NPB season. And here comes the 1-2 offering as the lefty delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Shiomi. So back-to-back strikeouts here to start the third inning. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, Patrick Kivlahan. So 2 Swallows in the books. And Kivlahan steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He popped out to the first baseman his first time up. He is 2 for 8 on the series. So Miyagi checks the sign from his catcher, and now he's ready to go. He kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball, waved out and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kivlahan. Very efficient pitching so far tonight by the Buffaloes lefty, only 33 pitches. And here comes the offering from the lefty, who delivers another breaking ball in the same spot. And the same result, a swing and a miss from Kivlahan, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. The 0-2 is a breaking ball that swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kivlahan. As Miyagi works to the set position again, even though there's nobody on, and delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes. As I said at the outset here, if Miyagi can get through the 5th inning, that is going to be a huge boon for the Buffaloes. Then they've got the bullpen to bring them home. There's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. The count is 1-2, but I still have my thoughts that the Swallows are going to take care of business here. We have Humble Beast in the house here, and he says, "Let's go Tokyo." We appreciate you for stopping in. Here comes the pitch. And it is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count's now 2-2 to Kivlahan. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. One thing I can say is that as the nights get later, my eyes get more and more tired, so I'm having a hard time maintaining my pace with the chat. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that swung on. It is tapped. And it is a fair ball down the first base line. It is fielded by the catcher, Fushimi. He throws to first, and Kivlahan is retired. It's going to go down as a ground out 2-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Swallows in their half of the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are through 3 complete innings at the Jinju. Your score is the Orix Buffaloes 1 and the Tokyo Yakult Swallows no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the call right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat here for the Buffaloes in the 4th inning. Yataro Sugimoto, Ryo Adachi, and Kotaro Kobayashi to face the right-hander Cy Sneed, who begins his 4th inning of work. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Sugimoto tonight was hit by a pitch his first time up. He's 6 for 23 on the series. Our friend Humble Beast asked the question, can Tokyo come back? Of course they can. We got a lot of time to go. 6 innings of which, and there's a fastball delivered from Sneed that bounces up to the plate. It was probably about a 47-foot fastball. That ball there wasn't even close. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend John Cardona says he's still half watching the TV. Well, that's what you want to do. You want to be able to sync the feed and the commentary. And that's what helps you be able to take it through. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Our friend Humble Beast says some shorties for the cheerleading at the break. We got to give you some sort of excitement on the in-between. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep center field. Drifting back on it is the center fielder Shiomi, and he's going to make the catch just in front of the warning track. Sugimoto gave it a ride, but not far enough, as he is going to be retired for the 1st out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Ryo Adachi. Well, as I said before, the question that John Cardona asked was, is Cy Sneed going to be able to settle down? Well, that is now 8 in a row retired by the Swallows right-hander. So he's definitely finding his groove now as he faces the second baseman Rio Adachi, who takes a breaking ball outside for ball one. Adachi was the last Buffaloes hitter to get on with a base hit against the American righty. And here comes the 1-0 as Adachi squares to bunt, but he pulls back, and that's going to be ball two, 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Taro Kirbiashi waits his turn on deck. As the right-hander rocks into the motion and he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 2-1. Adachi 4 for 10 now on the series. As he is waiting here on the offering from Sneed. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted into center field. Moving over to his right and making the catch is Shiomi. That's the second out of the inning, and both of them have been retired courtesy of the center fielder, and that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Kentaro Kirbiashi. Well, for Kirbiashi, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out in the first inning. So Kirbiashi striding to the plate here. Ready to face the first offering from Sneed, who delivers a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. The Swallows right-hander is working smoothly. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul just past the third base coach. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. 53 pitches so far for the right-hander as he gets his sign from the catcher Nakamura. He rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball that is swung on and missed. And Kirbiashi is down on strikes for the third out of the inning, and that is a very quiet inning for the Buffaloes. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. 10 in a row retired now by Sneed. We are moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Swallows are trailing 1-0. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action. We appreciate you guys for being here. This is the NPB Japan Series Game 7. We're glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Swallows to come to bat to face Miyagi. It'll be Yamada, Murakami, and Osuna. And so this will be a test for the lefty Miyagi as he's going to face arguably the toughest part of the batting order with those 3 players coming to bat. Miyagi has been very good. We were talking earlier and saying that I think he's got to get at least 5 innings, solid innings, maybe even a 6th out of him. And if they can do that, the Buffaloes may be able to close this one off. They did use Hirano and Wagyu last night at the back end. It's always a problem or always a question. And so that is where they're going to have to try to seal the deal. How they're going to manage their bullpen is going to be the keys to their success. I look at the game sheet tonight, and we take a look at who is available out of the bullpen. That changes night to night because they can have themselves a larger roster. But I look at the bullpen here. They've got Hirano and Kondo. And here comes the first pitch to Yamada. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. I don't see Jesse Biddle's name on the roster here tonight, which to me is a bit of an eyebrow raiser. The American lefty not on the roster. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. They do have Higa and Abby available as well. And here comes the offering from Miyagi. It's a fastball swung on and tap foul over behind the first base side or third base side of home plate. Runs the count to 1-2 strikes. So Yamada really struggling in this series. He's 2 for 22. And here's the offering from Miyagi. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Yamada, who is looking very confused, is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. One up and one away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Munetaka Murakami. Well, the way things are shaping up in this game, you're almost going to start to wonder if the run scored on the leadoff homer by Oda will be the only run scored in this game. Just has that eerie vibe to it, as if that nobody's going to score another run. And the question will come to Oda after the game: did the bat hit the ball, or did the ball hit the bat? Because pitchers have got themselves into a groove here. So Murakami steps to the plate, waiting on the first offering from the lefty, who kicks and delivers the breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Murakami to be followed by Jose Osuna here in the fourth inning. So the lefty Miyagi holds to the set, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-1. So 1-1 strike. Our friend Javier Hernandez is back in the house here tonight. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is tapped slowly over to the right side of the infield. It is fielded by the pitcher, who flips it over to the first baseman. It's going to go down as a ground out 1-3, and Murakami is retired for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Jose Osuna. Our friend Javier Hernandez says, is that the guy who was triple crowned? It absolutely was. Murakami was the one who was leading in pretty much all offensive categories, it seemed like. Certainly everything related to the power. Well, here's Jose Osuna to the plate. Osuna is 10 for 27 in the series, and the first pitch is a slow breaking ball that misses down and in. The count's 1-0. Our friend Ice Hockey 77's back in the house tonight, and he says the guy's got a pretty good breaking ball. Sometimes the pretty good breaking ball is made because of the average fastball, or maybe it's the average fastball sets it up, although he threw that last fastball at 91 miles an hour. And that fastball was taken for a called strike at the knees, and it's now 1-1. Troy says, I think I watched Jesse Biddle play for the Mississippi Braves. I think you're absolutely correct. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2. He was a Brave and a Cincinnati Red prior to him coming across to Japan. And Biddle has had some good moments for the Buffaloes this year. He got some starts late in the year. I wouldn't be surprised that he gets another opportunity next year if he chooses to want to stay in Japan. Here comes the 1-2 from Miyagi. It's a breaking ball that misses down to Osuna. And the count is now 2-2. So 2-2 strikes. Miyagi, the lefty, picks his sign up from Fushimi, and he works to the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over by the third base dugout. And he has the players diving for cover. It's going to keep the count at 2-2 strikes. So 2-2 strikes to Osuna. If you get a chance to see the configurations of some of these fields, it's pretty amazing where the dugouts are. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now is 3-2 strikes to Osuna. I say that because it's not like when you look at Major League Baseball, they've really got to turn on a pitch to foul one off into that dugout. So here comes the 3-2 offering as Miyagi kicks And he fires. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is hitting into deep center field. This ball is trouble. Moving back onto the warning track and making the catch up against the wall is the center fielder, Kai Nakagawa. And that is going to do it here, as Osuna has been retired for the third out of the inning. He gave it a ride, just not far enough. There were no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 4 complete innings. It is the Orix Buffaloes 1 and the Tokyo Yakult Swallows no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the top of the 5th inning when we return after this. Hang tight. We appreciate you guys for stopping in here with us tonight for the 7th game of the Japan series. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order to come to bat for the Buffaloes here in the 5th inning. That means Tori Fushimi, Hiroya Miyagi, and the top of the order, Ryo Oda, to face the right-handed throwing Asai Sneed. It has now been 10 batters in a row that Sneed has retired, as he is about to face the 8, 9, and 1 here in the 5th inning. The Buffaloes got things going on the very first pitch of the ball game as Ryo Oda deposited a home run into almost straightaway center field. And that's been all the scoring so far, as the Buffaloes are up a 1 bagel here over the Swallows in the top of the 5th. So here comes, as we're about ready to get back into the live action, we're just catching the highlight there of the fly ball out off the bat of Osuna to end the last half inning. Boy, oh boy, if that's the difference in this ball game, you can say that he'll be thinking about that for a long time to come. The first pitch delivered to Fushimi is a split-finger pitch that misses down for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Sneed delivers again, and it's another fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Fushimi. The lefty Miyagi is waiting his turn on deck, the pitcher that is. So it looks like he will get his at-bat, and he'll probably be coming back out for the bottom of the 5th. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and why not at this point? He's been pitching a gem. As I said, I've seen where Miyagi starts to fall apart into that 6th inning. So keep your hand on the phone and stay on high alert, bullpen. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's driven down the line in right field. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble, but it's just going to slice foul into the seats. That's going to keep the count now, or bring the count now to 2-2. That's another pitch there. Fushimi probably wishes he had back. He just missed that one. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Sneed rocks into the delivery and fires. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined into right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit in front of Santana. And that is going to be a leadoff single for Fushimi. So you got to know what's coming next. It's going to be Miyagi coming to the plate, and you have to think he's going to be dropping a bunt. So Miyagi tonight 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And we all know that he is not there to hit. He is here to pitch. And the defense has come out as Nakamura is flashing the signs to the defense. So Miyagi steps up at the plate. They've got the infield. The middles are in double play depth. Murakami over at third is in on the grass. And here's the pitch from Sneed. It's a fastball. It's bunted, and it's a good one. It's going to get past the third baseman and the pitcher, and it's going to be a base hit for Miyagi. Oh, boy, did the Swallows butcher that one. It is going to be ruled a hit here. That's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring the top of the order to the plate. Well, it was a good bunt by Miyagi from this perspective. One of the things that you'll see teams do, especially with the pitcher hitting, they may come upstairs with a high fastball trying to induce a pop-up. And that pitch was up in the zone, and Miyagi did a great job of staying on top of the ball. He was able to get it down, and then it was to our friend Ice Hockey who says, was it a great bunt or shoddy fielding? It was a decent bunt, but it was also the shoddy fielding by the Swallows that now have the situation with runners at first and second and nobody out, and it brings up Ryo Oda to the plate. So I'm curious to see here if they're going to bunt Oda. He hit home run his first time up, and that's exactly what he's doing. He is already squaring the bunt. 5 for 11 on the series, and now they do a spaghetti move, and the runner at second base is forced back. And you got to like the Buffaloes, the coaches that are standing in the dugout. You got both coaches to the flanking the manager that are flashing signs to the third base coach. I feel like I'm watching a football game sometimes with all the signals that are going on. And here comes the first offering now to Oda. As the catcher is waiting here. As again, he is squaring the bunt. And here comes the offering. He gets it down. It's bunted down the third base line. And another one. It is more confusion, and the Swallows are getting absolutely eaten up here. It's a base hit single by Oda. Oda is now going to reach first again. Again, they misplay the bunts. Fushimi is over to third. The runner, Miyagi, advances to second. The bases are now loaded, and it's going to bring Yumamune to the plate. And I don't think, other than that first swing by Fushimi for the base hit, combined, the other balls have not gone 90 feet. So that was right there. That's on Murakami. What you typically teach the positional players of the defense, they had Osuna in on the first base side. Murakami was in. He's got a one-step read that he has to read if that bunt is down. If he thinks it gets by the pitcher, he's got to come and get it and make the play. But it is a terrible read. He took the one-step read, and then he retreated to the base, and the next thing you know, the ball was past Sneed. And now they've got trouble all over the park as the bases are loaded. And the Swallows have now moved the infield in as they're going to look to cut a runoff at the plate. So bases are loaded. And nobody out, and Yumamune at the plate. And here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away down the first base line. The count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike. John Cardona says, this inning is providing my wild theory. Wonder what that wild theory is going to turn out to. Well, the crowd, the visiting crowd for the Buffaloes, is in full form. And here we go. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2. Our friend Ice Hockey 77 says it's interesting that they brought the infield in this early as the score is 1-0. Well, I guess they feel that there's not going to be a lot of scoring in the game. So if you are thinking of the over-under, maybe if you took the under, maybe that's what the Swallows are thinking right now. But you're right, it could blow up on them right here. So no balls and 2 strikes to Mune. They need a strikeout here to the Swallows or a pop-up. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded over to first. It's fielded by Osuna. He steps on the bag. He comes home. They got the runner hung up between third, and they're going to tag him out. And unbelievable, Osuna's going to turn a double play. That's going to be a 3-2 double play as they tag the runner out going from third to home. Oh, boy, what a play. Mune stung the ball hard. Osuna got it, stepped on the bag, fired to the plate, and the runner was hung up between third and home, and they apply the tag, and that is going to retire Fushimi for the second out of the inning. If they get out of this one, oh boy, that's pretty amazing stuff. Mune is gone for the first out, Fushimi gone for the second, and it brings Kai Nakagawa to the plate. Our friend TYN is in the house tonight. Great to see you in here. We haven't seen you in a while. Appreciate you for bouncing in. Oh, that was a Gold Glove type play by Osuna and a heads-up play as well. Here comes the first offering now here to Nakagawa. It's a pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1. Now, I know we have a couple folks that are in the chat, and they are bouncing in with the score ahead of time. And if that is the case, Tin, we like you. And Raphael, we like you as well. But if you guys are going to keep bouncing in with the spoiler alerts, there's going to be some unhappy people in here, and we'll have to block you for a little bit. So let's keep the scores out of the chat, because there are some people that are listening to the game who have it synced up as well. So here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-1. And I don't think that's unfair, certainly to our group. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As Nakagawa is waiting here on the offering. The right-hander here is Cy Sneed on the hill. He gets his sign. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakagawa. As the righty holds to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a split-finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Nakagawa. Sneed gets his sign. 67 pitches now for the right-hander. And here comes the offering to the right-handed hitting center fielder. It's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Got to say, the crowd has got to be stunned in this one here. Some of the plays that we've seen tonight. Home run to start the game, that double play. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. It's going to bring Nakagawa back. Now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. You know, you got to wonder what the odds are with the bases loaded not to come up with a run. I think it's very, very low. I want to say it's probably less than 20%. You load the bases with nobody out, you're going to get something. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. As the righty Sneed holds set, he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. They have asked for some help from the first base umpire, but they say that Nakagawa didn't go. That's going to be ball 4. That's going to load the bases. And that is going to be the bases loaded here. So we got the bases are now full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sorry, no balls. Bases are loaded. The 3 ball and 2 strike pitch to Nakagawa had missed upstairs, and now we've got Masataka Yoshida stepping to the plate. Yoshida has had himself what I would say a hot-cold series. He's 4 for 22. He had that big game a couple of games ago where he hit the home run into the upper deck to walk it off. And now he's at a place right here, the second leading hitter in the Pacific League, coming up here to face Cy Sneed. I'm looking defensively to see how they're doing that here. They've got Osuna playing back at first. The infield is back. And Yoshida at the plate. They've got the left field. The outfield is actually deep here for Yoshida, which is interesting. Because if he hits a single, they got to be able to throw somebody out at the plate. So here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball that comes inside, and it has hit Yoshida. That is good, unbelievable. It has drilled him. It's going to bring in the run. That is now going to make the scoreline 2-0 as Miyagi crosses the plate. So of all things, he comes in and drills him. Unbelievable on the first pitch. Nakagawa advances over to second. Oda is over to third. That is going to bring up the right fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. It doesn't get any easier here for Cy Sneed with 2 out and the bases loaded in the 5th inning. Our friend John Cardona pops up and he says in the MLB, it's 85.4% of the time that at least one run scores with the bases loaded. That sounds about right. And there's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Troy says, I need a stat crew here. That's absolutely correct. I think the Japanese league needs a stat cast, or at least a site that we can look at some of that stuff. Maybe a baseball savant Japanese style. Here's the pitch to Sugimoto. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Sugimoto here waiting on the offering from the righty Sneed. Works with the bases loaded and 1 ball and 1 strike. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. Racing over on it is Shiomi. He makes the catch as he's on the run, and that is going to do it. Or did he get it? Did he not get that ball? No, he didn't get the ball. That ball got through, and we got some runs coming around all over the place. It looked like he made the grab, and that is not the case here, and that's going to increase the scoreline to 5-0. Holy smokes, Shiomi was on his horse into left center field, and it looked like he made the catch, and that ball ended up getting all the way to the wall, and it got by the left fielder who was covering as well, Kivlahan. We're going to get the replay on this one. How did he miss this? He is on his horse. The ball is coming, and that ball absolutely goes right through the left fielder. How he missed that ball, I have no idea. 3 runs are on the board, and the Buffaloes are now up to a 5-0 lead. Going to see how they're going to score this one. But what terrible defending by the center fielder, Shiomi. All Sugimoto can do is laugh. Unbelievable. That was about as routine a play that you were going to have to make, and that's going to be it for Cy Sneed as he is going to walk off the mound here. I can't believe what I just saw. We'll be back in just a moment, everybody. Hang tight. That was unreal. Welcome back, everybody. That was if it's not scored an error on the center fielder, somebody needs to have a talk with the scorer in Tokyo. That ball went right through the center fielder, and that ball got down and ended up going all the way to the wall and cleared the bases to give the Buffaloes a 5-0 lead. Cy Sneed, what a wasted defensive effort by Jose Osuna, was able to turn that double play. Of course, then Sneed hits probably the best hitter in the lineup for the Buffaloes, which is Masataka Yoshida. And then Yataro Sugimoto hits that line drive into left center field. And that ball should have been a catch. It was a well-hit ball, but the center fielder was there in time, and it went right through him like Swiss cheese all the way to the wall. And now you've got yourselves the Sugimoto aboard on the error by the center fielder And now we've got a pitching change coming up here as it is going to be the end of the night for Cy Sneed as they are going to the bullpen. Unbelievable. I thought for sure he was going to make that catch would be Shiomi. And as we were watching that, it just went right through him all the way to the wall. So we're waiting here on the pitching change, and we'll get that for you here. I also want to see exactly how they scored that. They have to score an error, one would have to think. As of right now, we don't have anything on the update. Sugimoto is on the bases. And that is going to bring Ryo Adachi to the plate. And they have a new right-hander in the ballgame due to the Swallows. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. The new right-hander that is in the game for the Swallows is Onishi. So this is Hiroki Onishi on in relief here. And the first pitch that he delivered was a called strike to Adachi, and now Adachi squares the bunt, and they throw down to third base, and getting back in time as the runner Sugimoto. Adachi tried to bunt the ball, but the catcher came up firing, and back to third went scampering is Sugimoto. Well, we've seen 5-0 leads disappear in the Major League Baseball as the Houston Astros blew one in game one the other night against the Phillies. It's not out of the question that the Swallows can come back in this one. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and Adachi has gone down on strikes. And so Onishi comes in and does the job, but there was damage done, and a lot of it. A big-time crooked number here in the top of the fifth. 4 runs in the inning on the courtesy of 3 hits. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 4.5 innings. That is a 5-0 lead for the Buffaloes. Stick around, everybody. I got to pick up the carnage here, and we'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. Hang tight, guys. We appreciate you for being here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and coming to bat here for the Swallows will be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to face the lefty Miyagi, who is back out for his 5th inning of work, but he's got a 5-0 lead now. And the first pitch delivered to Yuhei Nakamura as a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nakamura is 1 for 1 tonight. He's 6 for 26 in the series. As Miyagi kicks and fires, it's a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakamura. Should this be the final game tonight, then we're going to be putting it on ice for a few months until the World Baseball Classic comes back. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's popped up over on the first base side. It's playable, and Oda is going to make the catch right near the fence. And that is going to retire Nakamura for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Domingo Santana. So our next calls will be the Classic in the month of March. We'll be excited to be doing some of those games. We are going to have other things on the channel, and keep your eyes out for different posts and so on and so forth. But as far as the live stuff is concerned, we'll take some time off. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I took a look today, and I did 147 games this year between the NPB and Major League Baseball. There's a fastball that misses down and in. The count is 1-1. 87 NPB games and 60 Major League Baseball games for 147 in total. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. It is a breaking ball waved at and missed. And the count is now 1-2. It's been a lot of fun in doing it, and we're always pleased to have different folks from around the world come in and listen. There is action now starting to get going in the Orix bullpen, as they have a couple of pitchers who are now getting up and loose. And here's the 1-2 pitch to Santana. It's a fastball that misses down, and it squirts away from the catcher, Fushimi, and that's going to run the count to 2-2. So I haven't figured out which games in the Classic I'm probably going to lean toward doing, but I'm thinking, in my eyes, it's probably going to be the Asian games. Might do the late night stuff, but we will. That will be determined. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 3-2. I have to look to see how the games will match up and how we will go about doing it. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Santana. Here's 1 gone here in the 5th inning. 5-0 lead for the Buffaloes. There's a fastball that misses down. That's going to be ball 4. And Santana's going to get himself a walk here, and that will bring up the shortstop in Hideki Nagioka. Well, Nagioka tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded to short. Our friend John Cardona says the 5th inning is cursed. He says even the routine stuff goes wild for at least one team. Yeah, that, if you have a look at that, it reminded me of the 2006 Detroit Tigers. I mentioned this a few games ago with the bunt coverage a couple of games ago when Scott McGuff couldn't field his position. Throwing the ball into the corner, and that was how the Tigers melted down. There's a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. I think it was 0-6. I think it was against the Cardinals. The Tiger pitching staff could not field bunts or comebackers, and they were firing balls down into the right field corner. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count's now 2-0. When I saw McGuff doing it, it was reminding me of that. And as I mentioned before, Miyagi is got to be on high alert for Miyagi. The 5th and 6th innings for him is where things have gone awry for him. And here he is, 2 balls and no strikes to Nagioka. The pitcher's spot is up next, and I have a feeling that the reliever who came in the last half inning, Onishi, will probably be a 1-batter guy. They'll probably send up a batter in this situation to hit. And I more than likely would anticipate another pitcher in the next inning. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count's now 2-1 to Nagioka. So should we call it now? Maybe a walk or a base hit by Nagioka and then a 3-run shot by the pinch hitter? How would that turn this game on its side? So here comes the 2-1 pitch as Miyagi kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. This ball is going to get down for a base hit. And moving all the way over to third is going to be Santana. It's a base hit. It's a 1st and 3rd situation as Nagioka's got himself a single. And the crowd is back into it here. We're going to see if the Swallows are going to the bench for a pinch hitter, and I have a feeling they will be. That's exactly what is happening here. They're bringing up a pinch hitter, and this is going to be who? Looks like it is on my roster. It's going to be an infielder. This is going to be Kawabata. So Shingo Kawabata coming in to pinch hit. A longtime Swallows player, began his career back in 2006. He recently turned 35 years old. So he will be inserted as a pinch hitter here for the pitcher's spot. So Shingo Kawabata in to hit. Well, for Kawabata, on the regular season, he was 10 for 57, 0 for 2 in the playoffs. Had himself no homers and 7 RBIs, so he batted 175. A career 293 hitter in the NPB, but he's been pretty much a marginal player over the last 4 years. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kawabata. So the Swallows may not be dead yet. They've got to find a way to at least catch a couple of runs here, and if they can do that, then they'll be in decent shape. And here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Buffaloes are holding that 5-0 lead, but one would have to think here that the Swallows are going to make this one interesting. And here's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Iowa Nick is back in the house tonight. He says that the Swallows sound like they're coming undone. The third base gaff, the missed ball in the outfield, unreal. And here's the pitch from Miyagi. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Kawabata. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 70 pitches now for the Buffaloes lefty. It'll be the top of the order, Shiomi, who waits his turn on deck. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike at the knees. And Kawabata goes down looking for out number 2. Oh, boy, that was a close pitch. I'd like to see that one on the replay. I'm not so sure about that one. We talk about home cooking calls, and certainly the Swallows pinch hitter here is going to feel hard done by that one. That pitch looked like it was low. But nothing you can do about it now. It's 2 gone with runners on the corners, and it brings up the center fielder, Yasutaka Shiomi. Well, for Shiomi on the series, he is 9 for 26. But what looms large here is that misplayed ball in center field in the top of the inning. And here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. He probably could make amends here, but the problem is that it is definitely one of those situations that you get very few opportunities to do it. So Shiomi's got to come up with something here. And here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to short. Kobayashi fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out, 6-3. That is going to do it here for the Swallows in their half of the inning. Well, they threaten, but they don't score. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're through 5 complete. It is the Orix Buffaloes 5, the Tokyo Yakult Swallows no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. It is what we like to call our Japanese halftime. After the 5th inning, they take an extended break, and we're going to take one too. We'll be back after this with the call in just a couple of moments. We thank you for being here. We're going to put this on loop, and we will be back after this in just a few moments. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 6th inning. As we said, it is what we like to call the Japanese halftime. Our friend Silver Star is in the house here, and he says he lives in Osaka. Anyone else from Osaka? I had a chance to stay in a place called Tsukamoto, which is, I believe, one train stop from one of the train stations. I can't remember which train station it was in Osaka that I was staying from, but it was a place called Tsukamoto. I stayed there for about a week, and that was in early 2020, just before the pandemic had kicked in. And so I got the opportunity to see quite a bit of the city and some of that area there. It was pretty cool. Got to see the Running Man and the different places all in that area. I've really, really enjoyed Osaka. Got a chance to walk around and kick around a little bit. It was the second city. I'm going to haven't decided yet if I'm going to do Osaka next summer or not. I'm going to get into Tokyo, but I want to see a number of games for the last 2 weeks of August and early September. So once the 2023 regular season schedule comes out, I'll be able to set my agenda and be able to get out there and be able to see some action over in Japan. But I haven't quite decided if I'm going to do Tokyo and then go up the coast, maybe to see Hokkaido and Tohoku, because I really like to see that ballpark in Tohoku. Well, everybody, we have a couple of things here. It is a 5-0 ball game. Just a quick recap here on the way this one had got going. It was the first pitch of the ball game. Ryo Oda deposited a solo shot into almost straightaway center field to open up the scoring 1-0. And then Sai Sneed had settled down. He had retired 10 batters in a row, and then things unraveled in the 5th inning. Leadoff single by Tori Fushimi. Then Hiroya Miyagi bunted a ball, and it was misplayed, or it's a miscommunication by the defense. Put runners at first and second. And then Ryo Oda stepped up to the plate, and he bunted the ball, and the third baseman Murakami butchered that one and made a poor decision to come in to have to field the ball, and now they loaded the bases. Then it was Yumamune grounding into a double play, and that double play was a 3-2 double play. Great play by Jose Osuna at first base, and it looked as if the Swallows were going to get themselves out of the problem. And then a base on balls to Nakagawa loaded the bases, and then Masataka Yoshida was hit by a pitch that made the score 2-0. And up stepped Yutaro Sugimoto, and he had a bases clearing ball as he hit the ball to left field and went right through the center fielder Shiomi, who was on the run into the left center field gap, and the score line is now 5-0. So now here we go. We're back underway. And the first pitch delivered to Kitaro Kobayashi is a breaking ball taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. They do have a reliever in the game, do the Swallows, as they've gone to the bullpen yet again. This is number 34, and this is Taguchi. As there is a breaking ball swung on, it is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is Shiomi this time. And that is going to retire Kobayashi for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Tori Fushimi to the plate. So Taguchi, the left-hander, on in relief. He is the third pitcher used tonight by the Swallows. There is action going on in the Buffalo bullpen, and one would have to think that Miyagi's day is going to be done. And I say that because he is mingling with the other players on the bench, and usually that's an Odo. The pitchers usually sit quietly by themselves. All right, so here comes the offering. I think that was a fastball that's taken for a called strike by Fushimi, and the count is now 0-2. You'll have more than likely a pinch hitter coming to bat here for Miyagi in this half inning. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty Taguchi kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Fushimi's got his second hit of the ball game. It's now his 4th hit of the series, and we do have a pinch hitter coming up, and we'll get that for you in just a moment as the Buffaloes are going to the bench. So pinch hitter, this is going to be number 9 for the Buffaloes. That is going to be Noguchi. He had a hit in last night's ball game. So Tomoya Noguchi stepping up to the plate, batting from the left side. It's the left-handed throwing Taguchi. You don't see that in Major League Baseball, that they bring a left-handed hitter in to face a left-handed pitcher. But you do in Japanese baseball. There's a first pitch ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Tomoya Noguchi on as a pinch hitter. The lefty leans in, does Taguchi as he faces Noguchi. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Ice Hockey says the pitcher loves taking off his hat and touching the back of his hair. Maybe so. And here comes the offering, the 0-2 pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. Yeah, there he is, taking his hat off and fixing it on every single pitch. One of the things, though, is that with pitchers, when are they going to load up the ball, or when would they possibly load up the ball? Yeah, they might have a little bit on the back of the hairline, or maybe a little Vaseline underneath. But they're not going to load it up on, more than likely, the first pitch to the batter. It would probably be something that would come a little bit later in the at-bat, like somewhere right here where it's 1-2, and the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And Noguchi is gone on strikes for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Ryo Oda. Our friend Ice Hockey says, just an observation. Yeah, the interesting thing about that is that when you have pitchers, you have certain guys, they certainly are able to load up the ball. It's when you got an important pitch, you need a little extra, or you need a little bit more bite to the pitch. That's the time to do it. Or maybe it's a tough situation where you got runners at first and second, or second and third, and you need that extra little bit to get the guy out. Here comes the first offering to the top of the order hitter, Ryo Oda. It's a fastball that misses up and away for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Oda today, 2 for 3. He's got that homer, a single. He's scored 2 of the 5 Buffaloes runs so far. As the lefty holds to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count's now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. If you're just joining us, it was a 4-run uprising in the top of the 5th inning that have the Buffaloes out to a 5-0 lead. This game here is pretty close to being put away if the Buffaloes can do the job here. So it's 2 balls and no strikes to Oda as the lefty Taguchi gets his side. He works set from the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Oda is 6 for 13 on the series. As we mentioned before, he is playing first base as Yuma Tongu was playing there, and he was an absolute train wreck at the plate. They were trying to find a spot where to put Oda. They had Oda at second base. They had him all the way around. He's really swinging a good stick. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And now the count goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oda, as we said, getting that start at first base. No sign of Teokada in this series lately. And of course, we haven't seen Tongu either over the last couple of games. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 3-2. They peel over to the first base umpire, but they say that Oda didn't go. So that's going to mean that the base runner Fushimi is going to be on the move as soon as the pitch goes to the plate. So Fushimi is the runner at first base. Yumamune waits his turn on deck. There's 2 gone here in the 6th inning. The 3-2 pitch is ready to go as Taguchi gets the side from his catcher. And he works set. He checks the runner at first. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away right off the foot of Oda. Oh boy, he's going to be hopping around there. Fred Chan Kenny says he's back for the last game of the series. Hopefully, appreciate the coverage. It's glad to have you in here, Chad. Stuart is also in here tonight. Thanks for stopping in, Stuart, to listening in. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as the lefty holds at the belt. And he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow center field. Shiomi moves over underneath it, and he makes the catch. And that is going to do it. As that is going to retire Oda for the 3rd out of the inning. And they got no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 5.5 innings. It is the Buffaloes 5, the Swallows no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. NPB Game 7. It is the Buffaloes 5 and the Swallows no score.
Hello guys, thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Thank you, Steve Rademacher. We appreciate you and your support of the channel. And it is now going to be a pitching change. It is going to be Yuki Utagawa coming in, the big, hard-throwing right-hander. He appeared in last night's ball game, and he is going to be taking over for Hiroya Miyagi. And he is going to be set to facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order, and it is going to be a pinch hitter here for Patrick Kivlahan. The first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. Count is 1-0. It looks like it is Nori Aoki in the game, or is it? We're going to have to do a double check on this. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now is 1-1 strike. It is actually Murayama into the ball game, so it'll look like he'll come into the game and play in the outfield. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. So Kaz Mariyama in the ball game as he is pinch hitting now for Kivlahan. There is a fastball that is swung on and missed. And Mariyama is welcomed to the game by being struck out by Utagawa for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Tetsudo Yamada. Well, for Yamada, he's had just a rough series, 2 for 23. He has a home run and 3 RBIs. Those were all in the same game. So here comes the first pitch from Utagawa. It's a split finger pitch that misses down for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Yamada, who I have to say is one of the more polished players, and he is a fine player for the Swallows, as he takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count's 1-1. Steady defensively, pretty good, consistent hitter, but boy, has this Japan series been tough on him. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. They need to get some base runners, and instant runs would be of order for the Swallows. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-1. Humble Beast says, everyone put money on the Swallows comeback, mark his word. Well, I figured last night's game the Swallows would win. That didn't happen. And I thought tonight, well, maybe the Swallows would even up the series, and it's not looking like it's going to happen here. Here's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 3-2. But of course, I thought in yesterday's game that we would see Yoshinobu Yamamoto tonight. That is not the case. We had one of our listeners was saying that Yamamoto was going to be kept out because they had a issue with his lat muscle or in his side. And here comes the pitch from Utagawa. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. Boy, talk about getting squeezed. I want to see that one again. That's going to be ball 4 as Yamada is going to get himself a base on balls. Utagawa gives the umpire a long death stare from the mound, that's for sure. That's going to bring Munetaka Murakami to the plate. Well, if the Swallows are going to get back into this one, they need some instant offense, whether it's Murakami or Osuna, to start chipping away at this 5-run lead. They're starting to run out of outs. They've got only 11 to go here in this one. So Murakami tonight is 0 for 2. He struck out looking, and he's grounded to the pitcher. Is 2 times up. He is 4 for 24 in the series. He's got 1 homer and 4 runs batted in. And here comes the offering from Utagawa. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Tin Wins getting a good laugh out of this one. He is not supporting you one iota. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away right off the foot of Murakami. The count is even at 1-1. Our friend Ice Hockey says he likes the Pedro-style glove. Humble Beast is now putting out his score line. I'm not sure I would buy any stock into that one. Here comes the 1-1 offering. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. That pitch was right in the wheelhouse. Boy, if I'm Murakami, I want that one back. That was belt high right down the middle. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the left-handed hitting Murakami waiting here on the offering from Utagawa, who holds set and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. And Murakami stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 2. That's the 2nd strikeout of the inning for Utagawa. And that is going to leave it all up to Jose Osuna. Chad Kenny says, I'd rather put my money on the benches clearing for a fight. Sounds like old school Japanese baseball when they used to be a bit of the Wild West. Friend Ice Hockey says he's got, this guy's got great stuff. He sure does. I could see Utagawa in a few years coming out of a bullpen in Major League Baseball. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Osuna. He does have a power arm, and he's got not just a fastball, but he's got other stuff to go with it. So here comes the 0-1 to Osuna. It's a breaking ball that swung on and missed. The count now is 0-2. I don't know if that was a break. I'd have to get a look at the replay. It looked like a breaking ball, but that might have been a split finger pitch just because of the velocity of that last pitch. So here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is going to go to 1-2 on Osuna. It was a split finger pitch on the last one, and I'm probably confident now that that was the pitch the one before. Sometimes it has a depth, or I can't quite see the spin in full time to see if it's the difference between a split finger pitch or a breaking ball. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into left field. Moving over toward the foul line is going to be Yoshida. He's going to make the catch on the run. And that is going to do it, as Osuna is gone for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Swallows in their half of the sixth. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left aboard. We're now through 6 complete. It is the Buffaloes 5 and the Swallows no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action after this. It is 5-0 for the Buffaloes. Five nothing, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We're going to have some changes here, one would expect, and it is a Buffaloes lead. We'll be back in just a few after this with all the action. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top of the 7th inning. It is going to be Yuma Mune, Kai Nakagawa, and Masataki Yoshida. The reliever Taguchi is still on the hill for the Swallows, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Mune tonight 0 for 3, struggling in the series at 5 for 28. The left-handed hitting third baseman has played a nice third base. He's made some pretty good plays, and he swings at a fastball and fouls that off his foot for a strike, and that's a very painful one. There is the replacement in the outfield as the Patrick Kivlahan has left, and it is going to be Murayama who is in left field. So that is the one defensive change here for the Swallows. As the lefty Taguchi kicks and he delivers, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mune. Murakami, Yamada definitely struggling in this series. Jose Osuna, who has gone off to a hot start, has cooled off a little bit. But the big guns for the Swallows have gone quiet. This year's Japan series, it looks like the needle is going to go back to the Pacific League. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. If I remember correctly, it was 8 in a row, or was it 9 of 10 that the Pacific League had won? But certainly 8 in a row until last year when the streak was snapped. And then now the Pacific League, the Orix Buffaloes are poised to regain the title again this year. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly down the first base line. It is fielded by Osuna. He's going to race and step on the bag just ahead of Mune. It's going to go down as a ground out to 3 for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the center fielder in Kai Nakagawa. Well, Nakagawa is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also walked and scored a run. He is 7 for 30 on the series. So the Buffaloes are looking to win the championship here tonight as they are holding a commanding 5-0 lead. 9 outs to go. So the lefty holds set. Now Taguchi kicks and delivers. It's a fastball. Take it for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I remember watching the Buffaloes a couple of seasons ago and thinking, boy, they look tragic at the plate. And here comes the 0-1 pitch as the lefty kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 1-1. But you got to tip your hat to them. They have pitched it well. They've defended well. Curious to see if they're going to have Utagawa come back out for another inning of work, as he had gone last night's ball game. And there was a slow breaking ball, 115 kilometers an hour. For those of you at home, a little less than 70 miles an hour that floated up and missed outside. The count is now 2-1. There's no action right now in the Buffalo bullpen, so it leads me to believe Utagawa is going to be coming out for another inning. There's a breaking ball swung on his tap foul over down the third base line, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's exactly what it's looking like. It's looking like Utagawa will be coming back again. He is going up, and he's going to start playing catch in front of the dugout. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nakagawa. 1 gone here in the top of the 7th inning. As the lefty Taguchi kicks and he delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Ball gets away from the catcher Nakamura. He fields it, he picks it up, and he throws to first. That is going to retire Nakagawa on a strikeout 2-3 for the second out of the inning, and that will bring up the left fielder Masataka Yoshida. Our friend Ice Hockey 77 in the stream was saying that it reminds him when he watches the pitcher here, or about going to his hat all the time. There was a pitcher for the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. And every time he pitches, it's like his hat falls off. We're doing one of the games, and it was just, he was getting his hold on his hat, and it was against Fukuoka, and everything kept falling off all the time. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. It was painful to watch. Every pitch, the hat would fall off, and then he'd have to readjust it. I think at some point you got to say, hey, I've got to get my hair cut and have to make an adjustment here and get a hat that's going to fit my head. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0 to Yoshida. So 2 balls and no strikes. After this ball game is done, we will do a recap on the scoring summary in this one. So here comes the 2-0 offering as the lefty holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Yoshida. It's a lefty-lefty matchup here as Taguchi ready to deliver again. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes even to 2-2. In some ways, I'm kind of happy that this could be the end of the season. These late nights are getting to me. But I have to say it's been a lot of fun calling these NPB games and for being able to provide live commentary to those who want to come in and listen. It's been a lot of fun this year, and we've had some really good crowds. Started doing it last year, and we're talking to myself some nights. And we picked it up a little bit as we went on. And of course, this year we were able to get a little wider audience. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down. The count's now 3-2 to Yoshida. And next year, we're going to try to do a few more things. We're going to give our picks daily on who we think is going to win, and we're going to give our reasons why. And I've also got my plan to, I don't want to say sort of study, but I've got a couple of ideas about how I think I want to try to pay attention to the leagues. Certainly following the Pacific League a little bit more as we do. We do call some games in the Central League, but just not as many. There's the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving over on it is Shiomi. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 7th inning as they go in order 1, 2, 3. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Through 6.5 innings, it is the Buffaloes 5 and the Swallows no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the call at the bottom of the 7th. The Swallows are running out of time. We appreciate you guys for being here, and we thank you for listening in. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. Here's our friend Matt Hollis.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is going to be Yuhei Nakamura, Domingo Santana, and Hideki Nagioka scheduled to come to bat for the Swallows in their half of the 7th inning. It is a scoreline of 5-0 as the Buffaloes have the lead. Most of the damage came in the 5th inning when they scored 4 runs. And it was unfortunate because they had loaded the bases with nobody out. And then a great play by Jose Osuna to be able to field the ball and create a double play as he stepped on first. They came home, ended up running the runner down between home and third. And then I walked to Nakagawa and a hit batter. And then the next thing you know, Sugimoto hit a 3-run. There was a 3-run error by the center fielder. And that cleared the bases to put the Buffaloes up 5-0 at that point. And that is where we stand right now. So Yuki Utagawa on in relief. He is going to be coming in for his 2nd inning of work. He's going to be facing the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. And the first pitch to Nakagawa is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Fred Ice Hockey says there was a guy in college ball that did that every single pitch. His hat was either 2 sizes too small. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-1. We had a guy a number of years ago, a pitcher who had a concussion. He actually got hit in the head with a liner. They had made a special hat for him. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 2-1. And our team hats were made by New Era. And what they did is they had a special protective thing in there because they didn't want him to get hit in the head again. And anyways, every time he pitched, he was fooling with his hat because it just never fit properly. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in on it is the right fielder, Sugimoto, who makes the catch. And that is going to retire Nakamura for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Domingo Santana. So I just remember the pitcher all the time. It was a left-handed arm, and he ended up getting drafted by the Milwaukee Brewer organization. It was a 7th round pick, and he just kept fooling with his hat all the time. But There was a hard shell underneath it that he was playing with. So here comes the first offering to Santana from Utagawa. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball one. That last pitch checked in at 94 miles an hour. So 1 ball and no strikes to Santana. Santana and the series is 5 for 23. There's a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul down the right field line, but it's going to find its way into the seats. Count is 1-1. He's been on base twice tonight, has Santana. Had a single in the second inning and he walked in the fifth. I'm sure the Swallows would like to see more production from him in the batting order. So here comes the 1-1 offering as Utagawa delivers. It's a split finger pitch waved on and missed, and now the count is 1-2. Chad Kenny says, "Can I get 15 outs with 0 runs, please?" Yeah, pretty much that's what you're looking for if you've got the under. Our friend, I think it was Tony Parker or Anthony Parker, I can't remember who was in here earlier at the beginning of the stream, and he was talking about the over-under at 7.5 in this one, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ice Hockey says it's a great splitter. Yeah, it is. And as I said, on the camera in real time, I can't see the spin. Sometimes it actually looks like a 12-6 curveball. It's that nasty. It just falls off the table. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 3-2. It's the one thing that a lot of pitchers in the North American game have gone away from is the split finger pitch. As the fingers are split apart, it puts a lot of strain on the tendons and ligaments in the arm. And of course, Tommy John would be one of those ones. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. It's going to get down and it squirts away from Nakamura. Rounding first and digging into second is going to be Santana, and he's going to be at second base with 1 out. That ball was really, really weird. The ball was going to get down, and then Nakamura made a meal of it in center field. And finally, the Swallow fans have something to cheer about as they have a runner at second with 1 gone here. It was a high fastball. Props to Santana for crawling the ladder to go up to get it. The ball got down. Nakagawa could not do this. It was a ball that ended up getting squirted and moved off into right center field. So that is going to be, we're going to see how they're going to score that. I think it's a single, but no, it looks like they're going to award that a 2-base hit. I find that hard to believe. I would have given him a single and then maybe an error on the center fielder. That's how it looks like. It's going to be a double. That's the home scoring for you. So here we go. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball missing upstairs. The count is 1-0. Our friend Ice Hockey 77 is in Japan. So he's probably watching it over there. So 1 ball here. And here's the offering from Utagawa. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it is Yoshida. He's camped out underneath it, and he's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Nakagawa for out number 2. And we're going to see what kind of pinch hitter we're going to get here, as it is the pitcher's spot in the batting order. So we're going to hold tight here and see what they are coming to bat with will be the Swallows. And it looks like there is a pinch hitter, so we'll get you the specs here. This is going to be number 23. By our accounts, that's Nori Aoki. Interesting time that they would use Aoki here. I would have thought they might have saved him for something more. So Aoki coming in. He didn't get the start tonight. He had the start in last night's ball game. 4 for 12 on the series. So Aoki here waiting on the first pitch from Utagawa. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Crowd, I got to give my hat to the Japanese crowd. They really stay with their teams right to the end of the game for the most part. And they're pretty festive in their spirits. There's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1 to Aoki. I've seen games this year where the scores have been 8, 9, 10 run spreads, and the home team would be getting it drilled, and the fans are still in the house. You wouldn't see that in North America. They'd be up and gone. Keanu Moss says the Swallows are dropping a donut, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. You know, their offense is basically lifeless. They got shut out last night at home. That's going to say something. I wonder if that says something about the character of the team. You got shut out at home last night. The only hit you got was the first batter of the ball game. And there's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. And here you are on back-to-back nights, about ready to get punched out at home again. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the hitter Aoki waits on the offering, it's a breaking ball that is swung at and fouled away. Count remains at 1-2. It'll be the top of the order, Shiomi, who waits his turn on deck. Should Aoki be able to find a way on here? Yeah, Chad Kenny also makes a good point. They lost the first game of the series. The second game was a tie. They lose the next game at home, and then they rattle the table and run it for 4 straight wins. Do the Buffaloes. That's assuming they can hang on here tonight. There's a split finger pitch that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, and up goes the right hand. Aoki is down on strikes, and that is going to do it here to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 7 complete. It is the Buffaloes 5 and the Swallows no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. This game here is going to the top of the 8th inning. We'll be back to bring it with you after this from our friend Steve Rademacher. If you get a chance, go check out our friend Steve after the game. He's quite the character. He's got all kinds of stuff on his channel.
Hey guys, Steve Rademacher here to let you know about a new feature on my channel, Wager Wednesdays. We shall go through several football games, talk about not the spreads, but who I think will win. I will give you my pick of the week, my upset of the week, and what game trips my trigger. Let's start with the season. The over-under for the Green Bay Packers, 11.5 wins. I'm going the under. Kansas City Chiefs over-under wins on the season is 10.5. I'm going the under. Neither one has a wide receiver to speak of left. And how about them Detroit Lions? Sorry, Freddie. The over-under 7. I'm going under and a half. Tune in every Wednesday. We'll go through all the games, and we'll tell you what I think. Thank you, and hey, have a great day.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 8th inning. It is going to be Yataro Sugimoto, Ryo Adachi, and Kitaro Kobayashi. And we're just getting a look to see who is going to be coming in here to pitch here in the 8th inning. As I would assume it's going to be done. I'm curious to see if Utagawa's night will be done, as he had pitched very well 2 innings in relief. They're going to probably, I would have to think it would be Hirano and Wagyu-Spach to bring this one home for the Buffaloes in their innings. But that is now going to bring up, as we said, it's going to be Sugimoto, Adachi, and Kobayashi, and they're going to be facing a right-hander. The right-hander that is now taking to the hill for the Swallows is Ishiyama. We've seen him a couple of times in this series. The right-hander kicks and delivers a first pitch breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. He is the 4th pitcher used tonight by the Swallows. So Ishiyama in the ball game. 6 for 25 has Sugimoto in the series as he takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Sugimoto tonight has reached base twice. He had that error that cleared the bases his last time up. He's flown to center, and he was hit by a pitch in his 3 trips to the plate, so officially 0 for 2 tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Friend Chad says 10.5 wins season for the Chiefs is slightly suspect, but he respects the pick. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the righty kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Sugimoto stood there like the house by the side of the road, watched it go by for out number 1, and that'll bring up the second baseman Ryo Adachi. Well, for Adachi tonight, he is 1 for 3. He is now 4 for 12 on the series. A single, a fly out to center field, and a strikeout in his 3 trips today. Our friend Humble Beast is still sticking to the Swallows. Gotta like the support. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Adachi. They're going to have to do it against Hirano and Wagyu-Spack, one would think. So here comes the offering, the 0-1 on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded to the left side of the infield. It's past the third baseman Murakami, fielded by the shortstop Nagioka, who throws to first. And that is going to retire Adachi on a ground out 6-3. What a great play by the shortstop, who was able to range deep into the 6-hole. He fielded the ball, fired across the diamond. That was going to retire the base runner there. Got him by about a half a step. Nice play there by Nagioka. Well, that's going to leave it all up to the Buffalo shortstop, Kentaro Kobayashi. The first pitch to him is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Kobayashi today is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. He's flown to center field. He is now 8 for 27 on the series. As the right-hander kicks and he delivers, it's a breaking ball that is outside, but Kobayashi waves at it. They've got the count up there at 1 ball and 1 strike to him, and I'm going to have to go with that one. I can't see. Maybe I might have made my mistake in where I put the first pitch in my score sheet. The center fielder, Shiomi, that's actually 0-2 now to Kobayashi. They made the mistake. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming over underneath it is Shiomi, and he's there. He's got time and room. He makes the catch. That is going to do it for the third out of the inning. Well, for the Buffaloes, again, they go quietly in their half of the inning. That is now 8 in a row been retired by Swallows pitching. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th. It is the Buffaloes 5 and the Swallows no score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for checking in here with us. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher again. We appreciate Steve and all he does for our channel and the stuff that we talk about on a daily basis. Check him out when you get a chance.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it is going to be the top of the order slated to come to bat. That means Shiomi, Murayama, and Yamada. And as I said before, I'm expecting we're going to see a pitching change here. We haven't seen the update yet, but I would think if everything holds true, it is actually going to be Yamazaki coming in. So we are going to see Yamazaki to come in to pitch here tonight. So the lefty is coming in. This is Sachiro Yamazaki. Check that, the righty, Sachiro Yamazaki. He has himself a plus fastball. This is another power arm out of the Buffalo pen. And the first pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly no balls and 1 strike to Shiomi. We have seen Yamazaki in the series, and he has pitched very well. So he is on in relief. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that is swung on and missed. Count now goes to 0-2. I would say the word I would use here is overmatched. That is how I would describe it. So no balls and 2 strikes to the Swallows center fielder. And here's the offering. It's a fastball that swung on, and it's lifted foul down the right field line, but it's going to drift off into the seats, and that's going to keep the count at 0 balls and 2 strikes. Hopefully we'll be able to bring this one home for you without any interruptions. It's been pretty good for the most part this year. But we are going through a bit of a storm where we are at, as there's a breaking ball that misses down. Trevor Parker says, will there be a bottom of the 9th? Yes, there will be, because the Swallows are the home team. They are down by 5. So keep biting your nails if you got that under. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And Shiomi is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 8th inning. So the Swallows still have some life. That is going to bring up Kaz Murayama to the plate. That is what they need, is they need some life breathed into them. That was a 1-2 pitch. Good piece of hitting by the center fielder, Shiomi. He was able to stay inside the baseball and go the other way and collect himself a base knock. So Shiomi, the runner at first, he really doesn't mean a whole lot. He's not going to score you 4 or 5 runs. Just got to keep throwing strikes, and hopefully they put the ball in play and it's to somebody and not to the open space. There's a first pitch fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. I would be curious to know what the Buffalo's plans would be if Yamazaki gets himself into trouble, how long they're going to leave him there. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Shiomi establishes his lead over at first. Yamazaki ready to go after the hitter Murayama. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. The count is 1-2. Troy, we really appreciate you for stopping in and listening in tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be down anywhere into that Mississippi area in the near time, but if I ever get down that way, I'll make sure I let you know. Got a better chance of seeing me in Osaka next year at the Koshin or at the Kyocera Dome, or maybe even at all the stadiums around Japan. That is the plan again next year, to get back to the land of the rising sun. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Murayama. It'll be the end of August, early September. So if you're in Japan, we'll have to have some fun over on the other side. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count's now 3-2. So maybe the game's not dead yet, because Yamazaki is 3 balls and 2 strikes now here to Murayama. And the big part of the batting order is still set to come up. So let's see what happens next. Our friend Trevor Parker is worried about that over-under. see what's about to happen here. Here's the 3-2. It's a fastball swung on, chopped over the head of the pitcher, and it's into center field for a base hit. And the Swallows really have something going here as they've got runners at first and second with nobody out, and that's going to bring up Tetsuda Yamada. Well, wouldn't this be a timely time for Yamada? And that's going to bring the pitching coach out of the Orix dugout, as he's going to come on out to have a word with Yamazaki. Yamada 0 for 2 in this one with a walk. He's 2 for 23 on the series. And one would have to say probably here, this is probably the most important at bat for the series. I say that because with Yamada coming to the plate, it's Murakami who waits his turn on deck. So the Swallows are definitely trying to fight this one back. The conference on the mound is over. This is where you want to trade runs for outs. Trying to get the outs, we'll give up the runs or a run. The crowd is starting to get back into the game. They know this is the turning point here. The runner at second is Shiomi. The runner at first is Murayama, and it is Tetsuda Yamada coming to the plate. The first pitch is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Yamada, who is a very solid hitter, great player. And when I watch him hit in this series, the word I would use, he looks confused. Sometimes you see that with hitters. They go through patterns where they just, everything they touch just goes to the side. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Yamada. He is in the hole. So that's how Yamazaki's going to have to get him here, because he got Shiomi in the hole, and Shiomi was able to battle through it. Well, Yamada here, the big story for the Swallows, is going to have to do something here. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. As Yamazaki kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tin Win says it's going to be a double play and a pop-up, and he's got the done deal on it. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is going to remain at 1-2. Well, Yamada here got to do something. Crowd is into it at the Jinju. Cheering their heroes on. Here comes the 1-2 offering to Yamada as the righty Yamazaki checks the runner at second, kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Yamada is down on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the big slugger, Munetaka Murakami. Our friend Tin forgot the strikeout in the equation there. That double play might come now because the big fella, Murakami, is one of those type of candidates. So Murakami striding to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out looking twice. He's grounded back to the pitcher, and he had a defensive gaffe that helped lead to that 4-run inning back in the 5th inning for the Buffaloes. He is 4 for 25 in the series. The first pitch is a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul over on the third base side. Count is quickly 0-1. The big news in this series, you're going to have to point at Yamada and Murakami. As of this at bat right now, they are 6 for 49. TYN says they're not going to walk Murakami. I don't think so. It's a 3-run homer. You got Osuna, who's on deck. Osuna has the juice to put another one in. I wouldn't walk him. I don't know if I'd give him anything good to hit per se, but I wouldn't walk him. You're going to have to nibble. You're going to have to get him a steady diet of breaking stuff, or in this case, split finger pitches. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 1-1. Ball on 1 strike to Murakami. If it was second and third, you probably walk him to set up the force. But Murakami is a double play candidate. He doesn't run the best. He's not bad. He did have double-digit stolen bases this year. But it's not like he's a rabbit like Shiomi. Here comes the pitch. And that is a fastball that misses, and it's going to be 2 balls and 1 strike to Murakami. So they've fallen behind in the count here. 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch from Yamazaki. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 4-hole into right field. That's going to be a base hit. It's going to send Shiomi all the way around to score the first run of the ball game for the Swallows. And Murayama has gone over to third, and it is now a 5-1 scoreline. As Shiomi comes around with the first run of the game for the Swallows, our poor friend Trevor Parker over here is probably looking for the Pepto-Bismol. Single and an RBI for Murakami. Is it too little, too late? Well, let's see what Jose Osuna can do here. Osuna is 1 swing away from making this a 1-run ball game. Osuna tonight is 0 for 3. He is 10 for 29 on the series. He's flown to left, he's flown to center, and he has grounded out to third. So runners are at the corners. There is 1 gone. That was the strikeout of Yamada. And as soon as stepping to the plate. The tying run is on deck in Nakamura. So as soon as steps in, and he's ready to go. He waggles his bat. The right-hander Yamazaki holds set and now delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is 1-0. One would have to wonder if the bullpen is up and moving. We haven't seen anything yet. Ice Hockey says they're not dead yet, and that is true. Why do I get the feeling this is going to be a 5-3 or 5-4 ball game? It's going to come pretty quick here, but boy, what kind of finish are we in store for here at the Jinju? So here comes the 1-0 offering. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. I would almost consider when we were talking, when TYN says they're not going to walk Murakami, you'd have to wonder here if Osuna would be the guy. I do have a right-hander up. It looks like it's Higa in the bullpen. So here comes the 2-0 pitch as Yamazaki kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. It's going to run the count now to 2-1 on Osuna. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Crowd is definitely into it. We've got a little bit of drama here at the end. So here comes the offering from Yamazaki. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hit to deep left field. Moving back, looking up, and this ball is gone. A home run for Osuna. A 3-run shot. It has cut the lead to 5-4 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Swallows are flapping their wings. And Yamazaki has served it up. A 3-run shot. And there goes your over-under for our friend Trevor Parker. But more importantly, it is now a 1-run ball game at the Jinju. And somewhere our friend Tin Win is in here. And I'm sure he's not happy with that score line now. It is 5-4 for the Buffaloes. As the Swallows are right back in it now. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Yuhei Nakamura, with 1 gone here. And we do have a conference on the mound. I wonder if that's going to be the end of the night for Yamazaki. They've already had one trip to see if the coaches come out to do it. That was absolutely scorched. Our friend Tin Win says they're just acting right now. Well, I'm not sure what they're acting. That ball, absolutely. Jose Osuna has had himself a fantastic series. Now it makes him 11 for 30 with a couple of homers and 8 RBIs. I have to say, if there's a way that the Swallows can get back into this one, you'd have to point that at Osuna. So we're waiting here. We've got a pitching change on the mound. We're going to take a moment and we'll be right back in just a couple moments, everybody. We'll get you that change when we return after this. 5-4 is the score. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. The pitching change, it is going to be Higa on the mound. The sidewinder, this is Mataki Higa. He is going to be facing the catcher, Yuhei Nakamura, with one gone here in the 8th inning. And now it is a really entertaining affair as the first offering from Higa comes in. It's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. For Higa on the season, it appeared in 30 ball games. He had a 5-0 record. He worked 21 and a third innings, allowing 20 hits. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. He had walked 2 and struck out 24. He had an ERA of 2.53. Higa on in relief of Sachiro Yamazaki. There is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nakamura. We have a brand new ball game on our hands here as the 3-run shot by Jose Osuna has cut the gap to 1. There's a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. And I think the on-deck hitter, Domingo Santana, who is waiting on deck with his type of power, one swing of the bat, we could be all locked up at 5s. Our friend Humble Beast is back in here. He says he was calling for 8-5. I have to admit, Humble Beast, if it ends up being 8-5 and you called that after 7, I got to tip my hat to you. So here comes the 2-2 offering. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nakamura. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the offering from Higa. It is a changeup that is swung on and missed. Nakamura has gone on strikes for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Domingo Santana. Well, Santana, who strides to the plate, he's had himself a good ball game tonight. He has been on base all 3 times he stepped to the dish. He has a single, a double, and he has walked. Our friend Chad says the Swallows to win on the live bet is still looking pretty good. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses outside to Santana. Count is 1-0. Well, if there's somebody who could put a charge into a ball, Santana is the guy to do it. We could be done this inning all locked at 5s. There's a fastball that misses low, and the count is now 2-0. You got to be very, very cautious with him hitting here. Will we have another sayonara walk-off tonight at the Jinju? So here's the 2-0 pitch. As Higa delivers, it's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 2-1. Hard to tell the difference between his fastballs and his changeups. They don't really have a whole lot of difference, but there's just a ton of movement here from Higa. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-1 to Santana. Or check that 2-2 to Santana. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-handed hitting Dominican waiting here. And here comes the 2-2. It's a fastball that just misses a bit low. Oh boy, that's the time that you want that pitch, but Higa didn't get it. We'll get the replay of that one there, and I have to agree with the home plate umpire. That pitch was a bit low. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Friend Ice Hockey 77 says, yeah, everything moves. You're just going to have to pick a spot to where you think he was going to throw it. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Got to tip your hat to Santana here in this at bat. He's really making it a tough out. It's pitch number 6 in the books. Pitch number 7 will be coming up here in just a moment. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Santana. It's a 5-4 ball game. We're here in the bottom of the 8th. There's 1 gone. The Buffaloes are leading, and they're clinging onto it right now. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It's fouled straight back, and the count remains at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. You got to say that this is definitely nail-biting time. If you are a Swallows fan, if you're a Buffaloes fan, it's white knuckle time because you're watching a 5-run lead evaporate right in front of your eyes. Here comes the 3-2. As the Higa kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. That was pitch number 9 of the at-bat. Check that pitch number 8 of the at-bat. Pitch number 9 is going to be coming here in just a moment. Our friend TYN says Orix will win. Just need McGuff. Blow it all over again. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. As the righty kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and it's grounded right back to the pitcher, Higa. He fields it and he throws to first, and that is going to retire Santana on a ground out 1-3. And that will do it here in the 8th inning for the Swallows. Well, the Swallows do the damage. The big blow was the 3-run homer by Jose Ozuna. We've got 4 runs in the inning on 4 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left the board. Check that. No runners left the board. We are now through 8 complete. It is the Buffaloes 5, the Swallows 4. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 9th in just a couple of moments. This one here is about to get exciting. Hang tight.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Jose Osuna who has delivered the big blow off of Sachiro Yamazaki. That has cut the lead to 5-4. We'll be right back in 30 seconds with all the action in just a moment. Hang tight. Glad you guys could be in here with us tonight. Top of the ninth coming up. Welcome back, everybody. And the first pitch delivered to Tori Fushimi is a fastball driven into right center field. And this is going to be a base hit as Fushimi has cruised into second base with a double. The first pitch he sees from Shimizu is hammered off the right center field wall. And Fushimi is aboard with a leadoff double to start the ninth inning. And that is good news for the Buffaloes. Got a good chance to be able to score the runner here, as they are looking to try to pad on to their lead, and that is slated to bring the pitcher's spot up in the batting order. We're going to see what we have here. Also, they're going to take a look at Fushimi. Fushimi cruised into second base. We might be getting a runner here because it looked like he had either hurt his hamstring or his hip. Pretty strange here. Right before he got into the bag, you could see that he was just moving in. Actually, what it was is he stepped on the bag and he rolled his ankle. Oh boy, that is not fun. He's going to come off the field, and we're going to see if they're going to make a move here. Usually they go into the trainer's room for a couple of moments and they look at it. That's the one thing. When you're coaching young players, we spend a lot of time encouraging our guys to slide into the bags. You gotta slide into the bags because you can hurt yourself. And even though he was slowing up and he went in there standing up, he just rolled his ankle, tweaked his ankle a little bit, and now he's walking off the field gingerly. As I said, they're going to probably think about maybe getting a runner here. Our friend Ice Hockey 77 says, is Orix going to bunt again, you would think? Well, you've got the pitcher's spot in the order coming up. I'm not sure who they're going to come out, bring off the bench to hit, but depending on who it is, they might be in a spot where you want to bunt because get him over to the third. There's just all those extra opportunities to be able to score the runs. For Fushimi, that was his third hit of the night. As we get the replay again, he got about 3/4 of the way around first base, and he was cruising in, and he went into second base standing up, and it was his right ankle. And you could see it. He just was awkwardly there for sure. So it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for Fushimi, so that'll probably mean Wakatsuki. Yep, here we go. Who's going to be running for him? This is number 50. And if my memory serves me correctly, that is Oda. But I will double check on that one here. We're going to take a look here to see who the runner is going to be. That's Oda, actually. So Oda is the runner at second. That's Yuya Oda. Appeared in 72 games for the Buffaloes this year. Only had 26 at-bats. And so the pinch hitter is coming to the plate. And this is Fukuda. Let's see what Fukuda's got. They do the spaghetti move to second to see if he's tipping his doing it. But Shuhei Fukuda, who has been the center fielder in much of the series, another player who has struggled mightily, is on to pinch hit here. He had lost his position as they moved Nakagawa the last game into center field, as Fukuda was not giving them any offensive production at all. So I would think it's a good bet that we're going to see Fukuda square. Here comes the pitch. And he does. And this ball is bunted down. It's a decent bunt. It's fielded by the catcher who throws to first. And that is going to retire Fukuda. He gets the job done. That's a sacrifice 2-3 for the first out of the inning. It's going to advance Fushimi's runner Oda over to third. And that is going to bring up the top of the order in Ryo Oda. It's also going to bring the pitching coach out of the Swallows dugout as they're going to have a conference here. One would have to think defensively they're going to have the defense in. And that exchange is over as Shimizu is still going to stay in the ball game. So the bases have a runner at third. That is Oda. As we said, it's going to be the end of the night for Fushimi. One would have to think, as I said, it'll probably be Wakatsuki coming in to catch here to finish this ball game off. Other catcher they do have listed is Tongu, who can get behind the plate as needed. So here comes the first offering from Shimizu, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that the home plate umpire goes up with the right hand with, and they say that Oda had gone around, and the count is quickly 0-1. Oda is 2 for 4 tonight. He's got a single and a home run. Lit off that ball game with a home run. Friend Chad Kenny asked the question if they revised the error from a couple innings ago for Orix. That I don't know. I'd have to go back and take a look. So here comes the no ball and 1 strike pitch. Shimizu delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the first baseman. Osuna comes home with it, and they nail the runner. He bobbled the ball, did Osuna. Another great play. And they're going to hose Oda at the plate. And that is going to exchange the runner's fielder's choice for Oda at first base. Oda hosed at the plate for the second out of the inning. It's going to go down as a 3-2 putout. He hit the ball hard, but he hit it right to Osuna. Osuna dropped it, and the ball came right up to him. They threw to the plate, and the tag was applied. It wasn't even close. You're not going to have to go to VAR on this one. What was the runner doing going from third to home? He actually came to a stop. If he would have continued to run and not hesitated, he would have scored that run easily. Well, that brings Yumamura to the plate with 2 gone, and the first pitch to Mune is swung on, and it's lined down the right field line, just foul. And the count is 0-1. Well, Ice Hockey 77 says that he didn't think he was going to make the play after the bobble. And the fact of the matter is that I would have agreed with you, but the runner stopped running. I can't believe it. As he stopped running, that hesitation by the runner going from third to home was able to allow that play to be made. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-2 to Mune. Mune 0 for 4 tonight. 5 for 29 in the series. The right-hander Jacob Waguespack is up and throwing in the bullpen and looking like the part to come in to try to close it off in the 9th. So no balls and 2 strikes to Mune. Drama all over the place here in Tokyo. And now time has been called as Yumamune has asked for it. So lots of action here. Mune waggling the bat. Right-hander Shimizu getting his sign from his catcher Nakamura. He works set to the belt. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. There is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2 to Mune. Well, the only question we have from our humble beast is going to be are we going extra innings to do it? Well, the 5 runs are where you're at right now. 5-4 is the scoreline. So just an absolutely fantastic series here between these two clubs. Lots of entertainment. Lots of drama. Shimizu holds at the belt. The runner at first is Oda. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mune. Kai Nakagawa waits on deck. Remember, there's no 12-inning limit on this game tonight. We will have a winner at some stage. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Mune. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We are getting into crunch time. This is for sure here. The crowd is into it. But the big one will come in the bottom of the inning when Jacob Waguspak will take to the hill to see if he can close the deal here for the Buffaloes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul, and Mune is now starting to give Shimizu a bit of a battle. 6 pitches now in this at-bat. It'll be pitch number 7 on the way. They're pitching him delicately. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mune. The right-hander Shimizu ready to go back at it here. He leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher Nakamura. Now he steps off the backside of the rubber as Mune really takes a long time to get himself set here. He gets in and he looks at the ground and he's waggling the bat. I can understand the pitchers being frustrated. I think if I was finally had enough of him, when he's looking down, I might stick one in his side. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander delivers. It's a breaking ball that's taken for a called third strike. Mune stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in the 9th inning for the Buffaloes. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and there was 1 runner left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 9th inning, everybody. It is a 5-4 scoreline for the Buffaloes. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters scheduled to come to bat for the Swallows. Stay with us. We're going to have ourselves a fantastic finish as Jacob Waguspak is going to be coming out of the bullpen to see if he can close the deal. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. This is for all the marbles, literally right here. This is what everything has been played for. It is the bottom of the 9th inning, and Jacob Waguspak is on the hill for the Orix Buffaloes. He's going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 spots in the batting order. We would anticipate that we are going to see some form of a pinch hitter in the pitcher's spot at number 9. And so Nagaoka will lead it off. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He has 4 for 25 in the series. And the first pitch from Waguspak is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Waguespack, the former Toronto Blue Jay, is here on in relief to pitch the 9th inning. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into center field, but moving over underneath it is going to be Nakagawa, who makes the catch. And with one up, there is one away. A lot of hearts were beating fast, and some breath was saved in that Buffalo's dugout. One away, and that'll bring up the pitcher's spot in the batting order, and we're going to see who the Swallows are sending up here. Look to see what they are going to bring out to face right-hander Waguespack with. Can't even speculate what they might do. I don't know some of the Central League players as well as others. But it looks like it is going to be number 33. This is Uchiyama, who had a pinch hit 3-run blast to tie the game in Game 2. The bottom of the 9th inning, the first pitch is a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike. So Uchiyama here at the plate. Looking to play the hero once again. Here's the offering from Waguespack. It's a fastball swung on. It's popped up on the left side of the infield. It's playable. Moving over underneath it is Kirbayashi. He makes the catch. And just like that, we've got 2 quick outs here in the 9th inning, and it's the top of the order. Yasutaka Shiomi, who is coming to the plate. Well, for Shiomi tonight, there's nobody who's going to feel worse than him. He let that ball get through him like Swiss cheese in the 5th inning that allowed 3 runs to score. He makes that catch. This ball game's already over in favor of the Swallows. That was a ball that had to be caught. So 5-4 is the score line. He is 1 for 4 tonight, and he scored a run. And the first pitch is a fastball delivered and taken for a called strike. The count is 1-0 or 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Shiomi. Waguespack delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled away. And now the count is 0-2, and the Swallows are now down to their final strike. This game is about to be finished. So here comes the offering now from the right-hander Waguespack. He gets the sign from his catcher. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses way upstairs. The count is now 1-2. And to think, as I said, if Shiomi would have caught that ball, it would be a different score line here. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it. The Orix Buffaloes are your 2022 NPB champions as they have won the game 5-4 over the Tokyo Yakult Swallows as Shiomi goes down on strikes for out number 3. Well, it was a quick 9th inning as Jacob Waguespack comes in and does the job. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your final score is the Orix Buffaloes 5 and the Tokyo Yakult Swallows 4. Stick around, everybody. I'll be back in about 30 seconds with the call after this. We appreciate you guys for listening in.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! One love and peace.
All right, Matt. Well, we appreciate you and everybody that's been in here to listen to us over the last few nights. This is going to wrap up our season of the 2023 NPB. We will be back on the airwaves again next year to do some more. So get a chance to pop in. We'd love to see you again in the 2023 campaign. We'll do the recap of the scoring here. The Buffaloes got things going on the very first pitch of the ball game as Rio Oda drove a pitch over the center field wall off of Snai Sneed for a 1-0 lead. The Buffaloes were able to extend that lead in the fifth inning. It was a leadoff single by Tori Fushimi, a single by Hiroya Miyagi. These were all on the bunts. Miyagi was on a bunt, and then Rio Oda on a bunt was able to load the bases. But then Yumamune grounded into a double play. It was a 3-2 variety. Then after a walk to Kai Nakagawa and Masataki Yoshida was hit by a pitch, that ended up loading the bases. And then Yoshida's hit by pitch scored the runs. So that gave the scoreline a 2-0 lead. And up stepped Yutaro Sugimoto. He had a line drive into the left center field gap. And it was a terrible defensive blunder by the left fielder Shiomi as he was running into the gap. Let that ball get right through him. Ended up getting all the way to the wall. It cleared the bases. And that was a 5-0 lead for the Buffaloes. Well, the Swallows made it entertaining in the bottom of the eighth inning. They fought their way back. A leadoff single by Shiomi, then a single by Mariyama, and then after Tetsuda Yamada struck out, it was an RBI single by Murakami, and that cut the score line to 5-1. And up stepped Jose Osuna, and he had a 3-run blast, and now the score was 5-4. So we ended up going into the ninth inning, and that is exactly how the game ended. It was a 5-4 final for the Swallows over the Buffaloes. All right, everybody, we appreciate you all for stopping in. Too many tonight to thank everybody there. We've got our friend Chris who popped in here tonight, says thanks for the commentary throughout the Japan series and the NPB season. We appreciate it here in England, and we have a great time. We appreciate you listening in. Hopefully you guys have a great winter as well. We look forward to seeing you in the new year. Again, we'll be doing some other stuff on the channel between now and then. Pop in, stay alive. We'll be running some different pieces. Long-form videos, short-form videos, all kinds of stuff to keep you engaged with baseball over the winter. We'll be back for the World Baseball Classic starting in March. Once again, everybody, it's been another Last Drafts Baseball video production. We hope you all have a great night. Hey, come on back and see us again soon. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night. Undrafted player checked in at the end of the night. Appreciate you too. Have a great night from France, and we'll see you guys again soon. Thanks again. It is a great night for baseball.